Hello, welcome to the Bunny Slugged Up podcast. Nobody was fucking ready for that. That was great. I'm obviously Charlie Leaf. Next to me, I have a special guest, but not really a guest. He's obviously Bunny Slug's own Headlock.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have next to him
It's good to have you.
a guest.
Good to have you.
This is a guest. Yeah. This man mixed Woodland Wonder, and he's also done some single projects and things here and there he's going to be talking about during this podcast. We have Brennon here. Damn. He wasn't ready for my intro. I wasn't ready for that. And then across from the table, you guys know I have Jackie. You guys know him. He makes clothes and he sits in the shadows. Doing witchcraft and things like that. Not anymore.
Quit that.
He's an ex. He's reformed.
I wouldn't say reformed, but I'm an ex-Wiccan.
So you moved pretty up there.
It's a topic for another day.
Yeah, it's okay.
Weren't you looking up a song?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk about Wiccans one day. Just not. I want to get a Wiccan on first.
I don't know if this is it, for sure. If it's not, I'll find it.
Anybody watching just watched me pull up this big ass lemonade out of fucking nowhere. They're like, what? I'm sure. I'm sure everybody did that. So what have you guys been up to?
Probably
while this man looks up a song.
Yeah.
What you guys been doing this week?
What's today?
Your struggles. Today's a Thursday.
Thursday.
11th.
Work. I hear you, brother.
Working.
I pulled a squirrel out of my cat's mouth.
Oh yeah, tell that story.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I want to hear about this.
I was working on my car. It overheated on me. Had to replace some shit on it. And then while working on it, I hear the loudest squeak ever. And I'm like, that's gotta be a gopher.
Can you imitate that squeak?
Okay, what made you think?
I guess that's
not
more of a
squeak.
It's a board.
Yeah,
Whoa, you said a gopher? Okay.
Yeah, I can't do it. But it was a fucking squirrel. And
Run it over.
well, I was like, get it out of your mouth. And then I caught the squirrel, and then it died. The next day.
Wow.
It's a brutal ending to the story.
The tragic fate.
Your cat's
Very
okay though, right?
Oh, the cat's great. The cat's badass. That's impressive. To catch a squirrel.
It's pretty good.
You found that song yet?
Our cat.
He may have 8 lives now, but it'll be good.
Yeah, the squirrel was
I don't know if
clawing
this
its
is it.
face and
No,
shit.
We'll see. I really hope it's it.
Staying alive?
Is this it?
Just staying alive?
This is yeah. This has been out for a while.
What do you?
This ain't it.
I hope not.
This is Staying Alive.
Yeah, it is.
It's Staying Alive half a step out of key.
Yeah. I could tell it was kind of fucked up.
I'm telling you, dude, the one I'm trying to find is way fucking funny.
Talking about the dude who changes the songs.
Dude, no, I mean, it's the
dude.
same song, but it's like they take Barry Gibb's voice and it's all in the key of E. So everything he sings is tuned to E.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's the funniest shit you've
No.
ever heard. You fucking laugh, man. I sound so stupid because I can't find it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I heard the Eye of the Tiger like that. Yes,
Play
I know
that
what
one.
you're talking
How
about.
about yes, that's way better.
We can't.
Of the tiger.
Got Down syndrome or something.
We can never find anything on this show. This podcast
Rising up.
show
No,
thing.
we can't.
Back
We
man.
never-
on
we don't
the
have
How
streets.
about
We're not
this
being
probably- This is what I was actually talking about, and I was thinking of Staying Alive for some reason.
It was
Eye
Eye
of
of
the
the
It
Tiger.
was Eye of the Tiger. the
What
whole
a
time.
mix-up.
It's
I'm
like,
so glad you're
rising
fucking
up,
here, man.
back on the
Yeah.
streets.
Back on the street,
To my job.
to my chest. It's fucking. It's the best thing I've ever heard. Song's the same, just vocals.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Imagine if somebody
I'm really
did karaoke
prepared for
with
this
lip-
because I've heard this
lip
song
sync
so many times, unintentionally.
And every time I hear it, I sing
Yeah,
it.
we never put it on.
We all laugh anyway. I laugh. every
Rising
The only
up,
person that
back on my feet.
the only person that puts this song on is Rocky Balboa,
Yeah, and it's like, loses.
It's
Or
like every
just-
time I turn on the radio.
or just real life Sylvester Stallone. He probably actually does
Now.
I'm fucking nope. It's after this. It steps down and then. This sounds like me before I mix it. Will to survive. Oh man.
I still get into it though.
Yeah, it's hard not to, but he's got a favorite note though.
What the fuck?
Later he got vocal coaching and redid the song.
The tiger.
It's the whole song too.
That's insane. Is there just a slew of these videos?
Oh man.
I've seen so many meme videos of fucking songs dubbed over whatever the shit, like everywhere. It's slowed down. This is the B movie, but every time they say B, the movie slows down.
Yeah,
just
it's
all
kinda
that
like
shit.
that.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure it was in the same. All those movies are fucking
I just saw
crazy.
one that said it's hey y'all. But
Movies.
he
All
said
those
every time they say
videos.
or alright, it speeds up just a little bit. By the end of the song, it's just
You can't.
you barely notice it until it starts getting really fast. But I sent this to you, and this cracked me up.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
this
time I
one.
heard it.
Well,
Yeah,
this one's all in
this
one
one-
key too.
No.
No, this was a little bit different.
Oh.
Like, if you're already a fan of this song, this makes you probably like this, and this is good. I wish that thing got louder.
Yeah, that's probably the Disney version. Instead of the Disney version.
And
Self-righteous. I cry when demons deserve to die.
fucker table.
When tables deserve to die.
Holy shit.
You know what she said?
I feel like you could slide that by me in the chorus at least, where it just keeps saying table. I feel like you could get that by me, which is really bad
A few
because I'm
times.
familiar
Yeah.
with that song. But like if somebody was just, if I was
What is
fucking
it?
words,
Table?
yeah.
Yeah, just
If
some
I
words
was
on
just
the
in the
table.
car and somebody played that
Just
and it didn't do that weird shit in the middle where he said table deliberately and so clear, I'd be like, there's nothing wrong with this song. Table.
Yeah, create
I
another
still
table.
like it.
Yeah, it's because most of it's the same. Then it's got, but the ticks though there.
We should make videos like that. I don't know what the fuck we'd mess up. Or not
Like
necessarily mess
a
up.
music video for that?
No,
Or you
just
mean like
make
our
us.
own-
Yeah, we could cut stuff up like that.
Weird cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
What song would be hilarious like that? That's probably already been done because it's the internet.
Yeah. Or someone's attempted it at least.
Yeah, whatever you've already.
The Pretender, Foo Fighters.
It
That
was-
one's been done. I bet.
I'm sure.
I don't know what word you'd use though, but we'll use that song.
Oh, I thought you just meant that song, "The Pretender" by the Foo Fighters, is probably out there somewhere.
Oh, it's out there for
Yeah,
sure.
it's-
But
I hope so. It's a pretty big song for a little bit, you know.
I
Yeah.
thought you just made it up.
where have you been living?
I remember a scary time we were listening to "The Pretender." If I think that's what we were listening to.
You talking about in the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the Pretender or was it? A different...
Yeah, you told me about this.
It wasn't the Pretender. It was a different Foo Fighters
You
song.
told me it was the Pretender, though.
It probably. It may have been. I don't know. Yeah,
Is that a
that
song?
was the song.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the song playing.
Wait,
though.
at the end, what does he scream some weird shit at the end, like, blah, who am I, or
Who
something?
are you?
That's
Whoa.
what he says.
Whoa,
Who
guys,
are you?
that is not.
Context to the story.
That's not the Foo Fighters.
Yeah,
That's either the Killers.
that's the Foo Fighters, man.
Whatever we listen to.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it's definitely the-
hold on a second.
Yeah. Who?
I've never even listened to the Killers.
Okay, do you guys remember watching? For some reason, it's not. This is some Leaf knowledge. Obviously, it's fucked up. Remember CSI Miami?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
that's
that-
the Who?
That's the Who. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the
I want you.
That shit. That's what I. That's what I. Okay.
I got you.
Never
That
mind.
makes sense to
Oh
get
my
the-
God. Yes.
I
Okay,
fucked
I
up-
wasn't
I
that.
fucked up Eye of the
That
Tiger
wasn't that
and
bad. I
Stay
said the
Alive.
Killers, and it was just the Who.
It was pretty
okay.
bad, yeah.
30 Seconds to Mars, all that shit.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the Pretenders. I didn't think that was the song playing.
So
though,
many
but I'm sure. I
bands
remember it was the
called
Foo
the-
I
Fighters.
think it is. I know it was Foo Fighters.
It was Rock 105, so it
I
had to
think
be.
it, yeah, probably.
That reminds me of that song. What's that song? It's like, who?
Yeah, I tripped ball sack.
That's
Yeah,
the,
that's the
Who
Who.
Are You? That's
Yeah.
my
That's Who
That
Are You.
was
That's
the end
Who.
of the
That's
song
that's the
that I-
CSI
yeah.
Miami
Yeah, that's
song.
who, yeah, it's my
Yeah.
It just such a change.
Isn't the intro to that like completely different than the whole song?
That's why it's like the dynamics are different in the front, so you think it's different songs.
There's a lot of those songs that just get like scrunched together in my memory, and like I guess it's the chord progression being the same, and your brain just like keeping track of that. And then when you hear a certain progression in a song, you yourself is like, I don't know shit about guitar, but your brain's like, hey, you fucking heard that before. That might be the same song.
Yeah. You still remember
Similar
the
progression. Yeah.
Your memory.
You having fun
But
over
the
there with Dr.
context of
Pepper? I
that
heard it
story is
back in your
also-
face.
The reason we remember that
Your
song so
memory.
well is we took some acid, went to the pocket, and
No, we went to Cloudland that night. That's when
Was it
we tried
Cloudland?
hiking the West
oh
Rim Loop,
shit,
and we didn't make it the whole
we
way.
did. But the thing is, when we
I
got
was
there,
with you at the pocket. That was a totally different time.
I know. Well, I was thinking that I've tripped. At the
I've been in the
pocket
woods so many times with
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I
Home.
forgot it was that one, but I just remember a certain time and it was just me, Austin, and an ex-girlfriend. But we didn't tell her that we took acid as soon as we got there, and we hiked this whole fucking. We were gone at least 2-3 hours.
And it was starting to get dark
It was
when we
starting to
got.
get dark when we
It was
got
dark
back.
when we got to the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was already down. Sun was down. So we get headed home, and she's like fucking hauling ass down the mountain, man. And this song's playing. And
Yeah.
I just remember Austin. I don't remember if I looked at you or later on you told me how freaked out you were at the time. I don't remember, but I just remember that song playing, flying down the mountain, being like,
Dude, it was freaky.
oh shit, like, I know he's freaking out because this bitch is driving crazy.
Dude, at one point I said something because it just blurted out. And like I couldn't stop it from leaving my mouth.
Oh,
like we were
man.
going down.
That's
She
what it
almost
was,
she
dude.
swerved into a
That's-
lane when someone was coming. I was like, whoa.
You said
I was
something was
like-
like, I just gotta, can you turn this shit down, blah, blah, blah. And then, she was
Just normal drug shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Turn
And
this
she,
down, please.
To somebody who doesn't know the other two people are on acid, she was just like, "Is he okay? Like, what's going
Yeah,
on?"
she
Like,
she
I
probably
was
thought
just
it was crazy
like,
as
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
She never knew we even tripped.
No, I didn't tell her till
couldn't do
like
that.
way later.
Couldn't do
I was
that.
like, that's why we were like that. She was
Man.
like, "Y'all hide it pretty good, other than the freaking out home." And I was like,
Freaking
"Well,
out
that was
about
your fault."
fucking-
Yeah, that was your fault, bitch. Learn to drive.
It was a fun time though.
It was. Everything was great till that point, and that's even pretty good now.
Yeah. It's still good, so
I would have stopped and drove. I would have like made her get out.
Let me drive.
was in no
I'm gonna be
position.
in better case.
Put her in the back, drove.
no thank you.
I wanted to get out and walk at that point. I was.
Yeah.
Gage is pretty good at driving on the
If
Psychos.
I have to, but I prefer not to. But usually,
I prefer
It
not
was
to.
good that
I'd rather do that than drive
it was
drunk,
good
man.
back those.
I don't like
Oh,
doing
same.
that shit.
How many years
Oh,
was that?
most
I don't really
definitely.
do that shit. I've driven on LSD more driving than I probably have drinking.
I drove from Matt's
It's a
to
long
my
time
house.
ago. We were at
The last time.
this man's
Sorry,
house, and then we
okay.
left. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm just fucking talking.
You were coming in first for that.
We're learning. We're fucking learning.
Hey.
It was the
Getting on the night.
it was the time.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did that come from? It was the time we were over at his house, and then we left, and then you had to drive, and it was like 45 minutes in, so it was like
Oh, we
Yeah,
sat there and listened to Suicide Boys and shit.
Yeah, it was.
that
Yeah,
It was like some of my first introductions to them.
and I showed you that fucking Post Malone song. You're like, dude, turn that off. That's not good with my high right now. That's not. Yes, it was the fucking. It was White Iverson.
Oh man,
that's
the
how.
only reason
That's
I
how
never
far.
liked him.
That's how far back it was. I was like, dude, look at this video for this song. And you're like, this? No, not this song.
Well, I thought, I saw the video and I was like, oh, he's white.
Celebrate
And I was
song.
like, damn, he looks stupid. But I judged the book by this cover. There's a few songs.
I like
Yeah,
No, he's
everyone's got a
pretty.
few.
Now they always say congratulations. I like that. That was a good one.
That,
I
that
heard
came out like
another
right
mix of that
after.
song.
Yeah.
It's fucking, what's the old band? Ice, Wind and Fire or some shit.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's that.
September. That's like their
Do
most
you
common song.
remember the 21st night
Yeah,
in
that's
December?
Congratulations is over it.
Changing the minds of pretenders.
Uh,
Sorry,
wish
I'm
you
still on it.
congratulations.
That song's so fire.
It was that song. Yeah.
We're like soulful, man.
We should need to make an album,
That
man.
has some soul.
Y'all waiting on this soul album coming soon, 2019.
Earth, Wind,
soul
and
album.
Stone.
Speaking of
dude,
speaking of some shit coming soon, we haven't talked really personally on this podcast. We've kind of shot the bullshit, talked about random stuff, which is always really fun. But
Oh yeah.
I want to get a little more personal with like our how we're kind of doing, I guess, career wise. I wouldn't even say career wise. These are more of paths, I guess, that we've chosen to kind of take with my music, and I have 3 tapes coming out this year, and then you have a plethora of stuff on the way. Like, what have you been working on?
Well, we've been working on that tape for
Yeah,
a while.
we've been working on our tape for like 2.5 years now. Nobody knows that. That's 2.5 years we've been working on this tape, and
Yeah.
it's been changes, cuts, mistimings, things like that. Things that would probably typically happen when you're trying to make a really good album. So,
But it's definitely in a lot better shape than
Dude,
it
it's-
was when we
dude,
first
it's
thought it
definitely
was
if
ready.
we would have dropped it back then with what we had, it would not be as good as it is now.
Yeah. So I mean, at the time it seemed like a problem, but
Dude, it
I
did
feel
seem like a
it's
problem
really
at
a
the
good
time.
thing.
It was kind of stressful because I had bought the beats and they were it was the first time I'd actually went out and purchased like nice instrumentals. Kind of not like what I do now necessarily when I pick stuff, but I still really fuck with these beats. Obviously, I wouldn't be using.
Yeah, you went out and found some.
Yeah, I actually went out and spent
yeah.
some good cash on some actually good production, and I worked with some people that I thought would have projected me at the time. Still,
Including Brennan.
yeah, including Brennon. Brennon may help with that tape still. I don't know. We're still doing little touches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brennan's been. You guys, if you listen to Woodland Wonder for me, if you guys are a fan of that tape, the man over here mixed the entire thing. If you saw the trailer, I don't even think Brennan has seen it yet. The trailer that we kind of came out with, I was looking at the mic the whole time. The camera's right there.
I keep doing the same thing, man. I keep doing the same thing. Or looking
The
at
trailer is on our
More
YouTube, and
natural.
there's a clip from the recording session of me and Brennan. I'll show it to him later. He'll know about it. But he's an engineer, man, for the most part, and quite the guitarist. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to let him talk about some stuff, because between me, Headlock here, and Brennan, this is some local talent. To me, this may sound really egotistical, but stuff that gets overlooked in a very crowded area. So after that, whatever statement I just made, Brennan, talk about your music a little bit and what you've been working on here in the past however long. Want to kind of lean in just a little bit, just really project what you got.
Really, everything. I've pretty much just been a ghost. I mean, everything's just... Nothing's really portrayed about what I've been doing, but just been going around mixing vocals for people here and there, making instrumentals for people, mostly playing classical guitar, really, but, background includes plenty of rock music, whatnot, same old, different day. Pretty much.
You playing any bars or anything like that? You got into where you've been doing a little bit of live music, or
Not
mostly in
lately.
the studio?
Here, mostly it's just been in the studio, just here as I'm working, and then when I get off, if anybody needs any kind of guitar work, you can just message me directly, and then I record it, get it done, send it to them. Pretty much that, and working at Shaw, making carpets. So,
Yeah.
We live in that carpet capital of the world, man.
I mean,
Also, I don't mean to like,
No, go right ahead.
Shaw,
You're
yeah.
completely. This is a.
but I've also been working on an album where I'm mixing up the instrumentals myself and trying to, you know, dabble in that a little bit.
Heard some fire from this man.
Mixing my own vocals and stuff, which I've always kind of messed around with in the past, but I'm trying to get more, you know, it stabilized and sounding
Yeah,
good.
that more balance and composure in
Yeah.
your stuff.
But that I got another EP I'm working on the side beside ours.
Yeah.
So nothing but heat coming from the BSG. So
A lot of good stuff. I don't know why. God, I was holding that in. I'm sorry.
and like Brennon was saying, you know, holding down the old 9 to 5 while doing it, which is more like a 7 to 3:30 for me. But
yeah, I'm doing an 8
Making-
to 8 for me.
yeah, you know, cutting out
And
patterns and stuff. out of
balancing
wood.
everything, making sure your music is
Yeah,
still
exactly.
energetic, still has the same energy it would even if you weren't.
And that's something
working
I've been
job.
working on here lately is just getting it balanced, because it's you know, I've been there 8 months at the foundry, and it's just now starting to stabilize out where, you know, we went and got the mix board and the equipment, so now I'm getting to where I can use it and knowing, you know, getting a flow going
You're
when I
actually
get home.
actually understanding your job, and it's not necessarily a job. It's something that you're learning.
I go home and
skill.
want to do that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You know, like I stand in front of my computer and because you know how it's set up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
stand and look at it, and my feet get sore because I'm standing there for like 6 hours working on some shit. You know, forget to eat.
Dude, yeah,
So-
that's actually crazy.
Good
'cause
shit.
I also forget. Forget how to eat. Forget how to eat. I forget to eat and how to eat, so I
Man,
just
you
don't
forget so long.
forget so much. I'm fucked up like this.
That's a lot.
I'm
You
real
stand there
fucked
for a
up.
while. Forget how.
Yeah, between you, what do you actually do with your job though? I'm just trying to dig in a little more deep so people watching kind of understand.
Well, it's a pattern service, so we cut patterns out of wood, which are like they go into the ocean. Sometimes they're little valves. We've even made things for the military where they put. I don't know if I should be saying this. For the something that's defensive, that goes on the end of their tanks.
I may just blur out that whole line right there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just, just all the way through.
Yeah.
I may just record that noise and throw it in.
The best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing I can think of is just like the example would be like a fire hydrant. We make a negative version of it cut out into like a box, and like so we'll go and get the dimensions of the box on a blueprint, and we build it to that height, build it to that width and the thickness and all that shit, and then it gets cut out on a CNC machine, which is this big intricate thing. People used to have to do it by hand, so like our boss is always like, man, y'all got it easy.
Y'all got computers and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
So it gets it gets pulled off that machine when the pattern's cut into it, and then we just finish it by sanding it, painting it, red leading it, bondoing holes, making it smooth and pretty and gray.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're super hands on, obviously,
Yeah.
even with the computer work.
Oh, and urethane. There's urethane molds which we pour and shit instead of using wood. It's more durable. Like
Okay.
there's a negative box, and then we also make the pattern that sits inside. That's called the core box. We make the positive of that, which is shaped like it would fit right inside of there. So they take it to the
What's your
the
actual
casting.
final product will look like?
Yeah, they take it to the casting place and they ram sand against it, pull that off of the positive, and they pour metal into it, get the negative out of that, which is the inside of the fire hydrant.
To make
Then-
more.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
but
I was lost for a second, and then I caught
it's
up.
it's like a sandcastle, you know.
Yeah. It's just a mold, and it gives you the whole.
Yeah, the positive and the negative, we make both, and then they
Okay.
pour metal against it and get the opposite off of each.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. I appreciate, even if it was for them, I didn't know all that detailed stuff.
Sometimes I don't know how to start that. You know what I mean?
That
Like
was-
that conversation, because it's,
That was
you know,
fantastic.
where to
I
begin with it.
generally understand what you do now.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn to describe your job detailed as fuck, Mr. Jackie.
Today I just sharpened pinch dogs, which is like
You just
the things
what?
we nail into the wood to get it clamped tight.
Yeah.
I just sharpened those. They're shaped like your password, like an N or whatever, and you just nail it into it. It pulls it real tight.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that's broken off in wood, and I sharpened them up. It made me think of you because it was working with metal and there was sparks flying everywhere and
Yeah.
shit. I don't work with metal much, so I was like feeling like a badass. Anyway, I didn't mean to
Man, you know
feel
what
like
that
the
means?
West up in
What
here.
does that mean?
I was like,
Somebody knocking.
Come on in.
Hi.
Hello? Is this
We
what
got
that? Is this
tacos?
what that special noise was about?
the,
Yeah, that's what the special thing was.
Yeah.
They're actually,
Ding?
we all
no,
got
Yeah.
it.
we heard the ding.
It
It's very
dinged.
loud.
Okay.
You can walk in. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I have Uno. One taco.
You have one taco. Okay.
Well, multiple of one taco.
Well, set them on the table.
It's taco time.
And pull it out there if you don't mind.
What?
The camera's right there.
Oh, great. There they are.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
gonna stand in front.
All right. All right. We're trying
This
to
looks
do.
like something Gordon Ramsay would approve of.
Yeah, they look very good.
Nah, he would.
Why?
He'd be like,
I think
this
he-
is great.
I think
if I
he
was in
hates.
hell.
I think he hates most food. All right.
Well, yeah,
So
I mean,
we're trying a little something here on the podcast where we make, not we haven't made anything. Caitlin here makes a mystery dish of some sort. Doesn't necessarily matter what it is, but we have to guess what is in it. And this time she has made, we were starting off with tacos, but she decided to make little quiche pies that are made from taco
It's the gayest
things.
thing I've heard.
Yeah, it's still a taco. It just doesn't
It's
look
still a
like
taco.
Can you say quiche pie one more time?
Yeah,
Quiche pie.
A quiche
Quiche
pie.
pie.
Hi.
I recommend The
Have a quiche
Birdcage.
pie.
It's a wonderful movie. Okay. I'm going to grab one of these and not yell in the mic. These are very
Yeah, they're mushy.
mushy.
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Okay, I'm not gonna
He said, that's mushy.
I'm not gonna try to look at it. I'm gonna ASMR.
No, not too close now.
People would like that.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna
Oh.
I'm not gonna look at it.
I'm about to induce throwing up while people are
I'm
driving.
not gonna look
Yeah.
at it.
Whatever they're doing.
Oh, just chew real close to it, do it anyway.
It looks like a
No, you have to taste
Oh.
it. Oh no!
Looks like,
We're
you
gonna
dropped
look
some.
at it.
There's a dollop of daisy on the floor.
oh no.
Let's get it.
It's good. It'll be alright. Oh, it's got a hair. It's got a hair. It'll be alright.
That's part of it.
Eat it.
There's tomato. There's a sweet heat.
It's called cilantro.
It does have cilantro.
Yeah. I was getting there.
Sorry.
It's called cilantro. Like I wasn't gonna get there eventually. I'm trying to feel it out, man. I'm not trying to look at
Sorry,
it. We should
man.
have blindfolds.
Can I have one?
Oh man, that
Of course you can have
Yeah.
one.
I made 6.
it's got a little bite to it.
Yeah, it does.
Man, my piece got some extra heat on it.
I don't know. I think I got a little heat.
So there's some Taco
I don't know
Bell.
what's in my
sauce
piece.
on
Is
there.
that Is that?
That's mashed potatoes, man. That's mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I didn't taste it at all on my first bite. All I got was
It's a mashed
sweet.
Aw.
Jesus Christ, we're disgusting.
It's okay. I'll back him afterwards.
mashed potato.
Oh,
It's
leave it
falling
there.
apart on me.
I'll
I'm trying
bring-
to-
Oh, that's why
The
it's
next
not
one.
staying together, because it's mashed potatoes.
Look, these are really hard to make too.
Those are
fucking
hot as
good,
shit
yeah.
on the back
Did you
end, though, but
put,
it's
did
nice.
you
It's like a
really
nice
habanero?
heat.
It's so good.
I need a napkin too.
It's habanero paste, and not. I didn't
Habanero
know
paste.
that.
I
didn't
could
know
have
that.
fucking guessed
Yeah,
it.
Because
me
I
too.
live here and I bought
Man.
It is good.
Anybody
It's-
need
That is
any-
fantastic.
What is that called? Is it the sauce with? It starts with L.
it.
E L.
No, this is just like a straight yellow habanero
Yeah,
paste
straight up.
concentrate that you put barely fucking. I'll take like mayonnaise and like some soy sauce and like fucking ginger or something and mix it up in a bowl and put a drop of this shit and that's it.
Damn.
And that's just so I can eat something spicy. Like I have to make something to put it in because if you put one drop on like a patty and spread it out,
Yeah.
that's all you need. It's delicious though.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
I like a
no.
little bite to stuff.
What made it so hot is the fact that I put crushed red peppers in with the mashed potatoes.
Oh, that added.
Yeah. But
I'm
I
sure
did
pepper
use the
does get you
habanero
good
sauce.
if it gets stuck in like on your tongue or in your throat.
There we go.
That's good. That's good though.
I'd
Make
eat
one
that.
with Rice Krispies on top
I'd eat
of it.
I'd eat a tray of them.
Alright, we'll eat that last one.
Okay. We'll.
Yeah.
We'll eat it. Are they all?
Struggling.
Oh,
Okay.
some meat.
I
Yeah,
shoved it in there.
Mine's just falling apart on
I
me,
took
but
one bite and then got that dealt with and then
The
shoved the
best
rest
way
in.
to
Like
eat
with
it's
this
to make a
tomato.
mess.
Yeah, man. Might
Have
as
fun
well.
with the flavors.
Tomato.
I think
Look at
Oh
it.
gosh.
Tomato.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Oh.
El tomate.
Wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be prudent.
It's a el tomate. Es un el tomate, amigo.
Did you say it's the tomato?
It's a tomato, amigo.
There's gonna be so many people that
Es
hate what
un
I just did.
tomato, amigo.
There's gonna be
It's
some
a
people that
tomato.
love it.
Some people are gonna be like, ah.
I can't believe you did that. You know, it's gonna be a whole nother crowd.
Yeah,
I
I
chewed the
tried.
mug.
It just
Don't.
keeps coming
I
apart
chewed the
on
mug.
me.
Oh, okay.
You'll
well,
hear
I
it later.
said don't.
Well, I fucking did. All right.
He didn't chew on the mic.
Oh, you.
Anybody
ate
that's
in
on
front of
Discord with me,
Amigo,
my burp is
Yeah,
signature as
man.
fuck.
Hey, here's an extra
He's
towel.
like, that's CJ.
They know about it.
God damn it, that's CJ.
They don't even know my name on there. They call me Leaf Man.
Whoops.
Exposed.
Yeah. Man, you need to take that
Our guest just
block
fucking
thing
left.
and like wrap it around your mic.
That's probably so loud. It
Oh,
did
shit.
spark.
I am sorry.
Jesus Christ. It's okay.
I apologize.
It's okay. It
It's
probably,
alright.
probably didn't hurt their ears that
Just
bad.
hold
I mean,
on,
you
I'll
chewed
find-
in a mic.
I'll find a hammer. Would you like?
I
a
did chew
hammer?
in the
Can I
mic.
get a nail too, though? Can I break?
No, you're just gonna bang on this table, or you can bang on the mic like you just did.
That was my.
I wouldn't
plan.
bang on the mic.
Can I just use the mic
I
as
just
a
now
hammer?
fixed it to where I can hear myself. So I can hear everything now. I didn't have that button hit. It's okay.
What the fuck? Is it still picking us up?
Yeah, it's
dude?
always picking us up. What do you mean?
Or just
It's always picking us up, man. I just had it run into the head. I didn't have it run into the headphones.
And those are pretty good.
Oh, if they can hear that, they heard me chewing.
It's gonna be gross.
oh.
I can't wait to listen.
Where'd
to
our
this
guest
later.
go?
Just
Okay.
spill them out.
Okay, before we
Did you
had...
try our enema machine when you were in the bathroom?
The
You're in front of the camera. The enema machine.
Say that 6 times.
Yeah, did you give it a go?
I mean, if
That's
it's free,
an enema.
Did you give it a go?
I didn't touch the butt. No,
Anemone with salt water? Yeah, that'd be great.
I haven't
It
been to
said
the
a sea
bathroom.
anemone. Or what'd you say?
See an enemy?
A sea anemone? Yeah, that's
And
what
then-
it is.
and then-
It's an enema.
It's
I
when
did
you
not
clean
say
your
that
asshole.
right.
I
That's
said
what
it's
sea
an
water.
enema.
A sea
A
urchin?
sea anemone.
And then I said I
Use
did not
salt
touch
water,
the
Bobby.
Dude, a
butt.
little
sea
friction.
urchin?
Nah, I cleaned you out good. That's what I've heard.
really?
I said sea urchin, and I
I'll
thought
use
of
one.
this.
What?
I'm gonna go home and use one.
I've never even used a bidet. I bet they feel nice.
You
though.
said see, it's urgent. You gotta do what?
No, I said
bet
when I
it
said
kinda
sea urchin,
tickles.
I thought of this old game I used to play on the computer. Do you guys remember Putt Putt?
I bet you don't remember the
Oh,
name of
yeah,
it. Was
I
it called
love
sea
the
urchin?
fucking
I bet
purple-
you forgot the name of it, didn't you?
I did forget the name of the fish game.
I fucking. Okay.
I did forget
I
the
knew
name,
you didn't know
but
the
I
name of
remember.
one of the
I
things you were
remember.
talking about.
I remember Putt Putt though, because you're a little purple car and you'd fucking drive around and you could either be. Did you ever play these games?
I don't think
I
so.
remember
Played
I had a lot
Overwatch.
of computer access as a kid. Brennan, you said you also
Carnivores.
played them. I'm sorry.
Carnivores?
The putt-putt? Yeah, the putt-putt.
Yeah,
and
you-
carnivores and
Dude, what was? And there was
other
that.
cool games.
Dude, yeah, there was the one game where you were a Velociraptor and you had a fucking jetpack.
I played
Oh
that in
man,
I
school.
remember that one.
Dude,
That
I
was in
remember,
school,
what was that
yeah.
one? Holy
See,
shit.
we don't remember
I
any of these
remember that
things.
There was that and
We
Cormac
inf-
Rally.
We just
with that
remind
one.
our listeners of things and we
Yeah, I
don't
remember
inform
that.
them
I
at
forgot
all.
about that
There's
one.
no information given on this.
Dinosaur game.
We're the reminders.
Yeah, we're reminders, but we're also
But
one of the number ones that
On
reminders
the-
this information that you can find out.
Yeah, fake
So,
news all the way.
Yeah.
CNN.
Yeah.
on the fish game though, you were this
You gotta
big.
cut that.
I'm not cutting them, leaving it.
Okay,
There was this
leave it.
big yellow
I like
fish, and then there was this small green fish. His name might have been Gus. I don't fucking remember, but you could collect sea urchins. I don't know why that sparked in my head when we started talking about Brennan sticking
You
shit
keep
up
saying
his ass.
see, it's urgent, but I don't know what's
Sea
urgent.
urchin, man.
What? What's urgent?
Care.
Yeah. I see you. Intensive care unit. Is that what you're talking about?
Along
Sea
the lines.
urchins.
No.
I don't know where the fuck we went.
No
Yeah.
comprehende me.
Brennan, do you have any music on platforms that people can stream? Anything like that? Have you released any singles? Have you done
You got some
anything?
stuff on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Have you done any
some
albums?
stuff.
Me and
singles,
Headlock here have talked about
No real
a
problems,
couple
right?
things.
I got that one
A
song.
few.
That one song with under 401k. That one's alright. Then I got some stuff on SoundCloud. I got one song that's, super popular, but it's a cover.
Don't you have a
And-
song called Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola.
Is
Yeah.
that on iTunes?
Yeah, that one's on iTunes.
You guys can get that on iTunes.
Yeah.
Under what?
It's just 401k Coca-Cola.
That's the two different
Check it
songs.
out. This guy
No,
is.
it's the
Tyler
band
and the-
and
Oh.
the
Oh,
Tyler.
okay. I got
And
you.
you mix these? mixed them,
Yeah, this one was
vocals.
mastered. This one was mastered by a Swedish mastering engineer. And
Shout out Oscar. Go ahead. It's one of my friends. He's Swedish. He fucking watches these.
Yeah, shout out to that mastering engineer, man. He did a really good job. I'm gonna use him again in the future for sure. But
Work with him.
yeah, work with him for sure.
So you can use him.
I'm gonna use
I'm gonna
him.
use
I'm
him.
gonna use you, man. Master my
So-
stuff. No.
No.
But he's good
Use
though.
him.
He's good, man. I don't know how he does it, but he does something. He does something that I'm not doing. So I use him.
Are you kind of like in the stage where you're kind of just still trying to write songs and piece them
mean-
together and make something? Or are you just doing just things out of nowhere and on the jump? Just doing it to do
Anything.
it.
It's like spontaneous. If I have an idea,
I
suddenly.
couldn't think of that word spontaneous. Thank
Suddenly,
you.
like, if tomorrow I might just want to start making a song and just start on it, and then like slowly work on it. And, then the next day, somebody hit me up and they want to do a song, and then I can go help them out, do something, or might want to make an instrumental of a random genre. Like
May want to sample something.
I may want to just like create something that's like video game type deal. Just anything that comes in my head spontaneous music wise, I'll make it and then figure out what to do with it. But yeah, I have all kinds of wild ideas in my head all the time. I can't just keep it on guitar. Like
Play
I
the
got
piano.
Yeah, a little piano. Not as
Okay.
much as I would want to because I don't have a piano, but I can do basic piano
Mhm.
stuff.
Okay, so you've been making your own stuff, mixing your own stuff, posting it on these streaming platforms. And Headlock, you said you've also been working on some beats. How's that process been going for you?
Well, it's got its moments where it's a little frustrating, but I mean that's part of it. But I mean, most time I just go in there and I try to learn something new on the piano because I don't know much. I've learned a couple of chords and different things and I try to go back and when I make the instrumental, use the chords that I learned and just play melodies out of the notes that compose those chords together or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
And then come up with some melody with that, and then either it's different. Sometimes I'll come up with the instrumental or the melody first and then the beat behind it, and then have to redo it because the beat's a little off, and then redo the melody over the beat again. So then I got the drums laid out and all that.
A lot of trial and error.
Yeah. But finished product's usually pretty good. It takes me a few hours to get it done, but eventually I'll get all the kinks worked out. But I think that's just part of the fun, really.
I find it fucking amazing how our generation is like,
It's like a big puzzle.
dude. Well, it's like people talk about how the internet is all the time. Like we've got so much more at our fingertips than generations before us. It's just the shit that comes out of our generation. All this do-it-yourself, fucking anybody can
Mentalities.
do it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, you can do it.
Yeah.
And it fucking breeds this shit because if you see some cool shit, photography, music, film, something like even just as small as like editing and artistic wise, like you're painting backdrops on movie scenes, like, well, probably not as much as they used to. Now they got a green screen and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's- I don't know. It's crazy how like anybody, it's at your fingertips. You can start learning how to do that shit today, tonight, right now, if
Yeah.
you wanted to.
Whenever you decide to get up
Just
and
like
do it.
Spanish, I up and wanted to learn Spanish.
Just
Literally
like
just
that.
got on my phone. Suddenly,
Yeah.
I'm learning
Yeah,
Spanish.
you don't have to search out a Spanish teacher and pay
Yeah.
that guy, and like you can just do it at your own will.
Yeah.
Whatever
That's
you
why I
want
fe-
when you want. There's no excuse to not be skilled in something.
That's why I feel like anyone who's paying to go to like an art class or paying to get guitar lessons, paying to do anything, doesn't really want to do it, because if they want to do it, they would do it on their own time. They'd
Well, I
make
mean,
themselves. They'd be determined and kind of
Well,
that would
that's
motivate them
almost-
to learn by going on YouTube instead of wanting someone to sit down and teach them. I don't know.
It feels as far as once you get intermediate at something, that might be maybe for you the next step. You may work well with others. You may work better by yourselves.
Yeah.
Like
But
some people.
I do
like-
agree with that. Like sometimes working with someone, they say it in a way that clicks with you that you would have never found out if you
Well,
didn't.
remember when you were younger and you fucking some dude would try to show you something on the guitar, and you're like, you just couldn't get it yourself. And he's like, no, just try this. Use these fingers, not these fingers. Do it this
Yeah.
way. And then you're like, fuck. All right, that's all I need. And I need that little extra push.
Yeah.
From somebody else.
A different brain.
Yeah.
the
There's
same
those
topic.
moments, but like you're saying.
There's self-discovery too, where like
Yes,
you
there's
just
a lot
you're
of
like,
that.
wow, that was in there.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and you bring it out. But sometimes it's a push from someone else that shows you that. So, there's a candle and then there's a lighter of the candle.
There you go.
I agree with that.
Do you?
I do.
You're
I
staring
do.
at the Dr. Pepper like you wish it was still full.
I was deep in thought. Well, I mean it was a fatty.
But I do feel like the music I'm coming out with is more
I'm sorry.
originally
this
thought
fit
out
my bladder.
than
Yeah.
anything
Oh,
else.
dude, that's
Especially
for
because
sure.
I'm like when I make the instrumentals, that's whatever these fingers have been tapping on the desk
I
in
was gonna
school
say, it's
my
gotta
whole
be
life.
way more personal.
So it makes it's just all me, and it's cool to hear what I sound like when I have different sounds to, make with. So
What's your favorite thing to work with right now? Like,
I've used these. It's on there. It's called an Irish whistle, and it sound. I don't know. It's just super.
it's a Mixcraft
It's
sound?
like a
you
synth
said?
or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
It pops up on whenever you put in your MIDI device or whatever. But it just sounds real meditational. Like you can make a real chill background noise with it. That's what I used in Ashy Streams.
Did you use your small?
That's a finer
Akai?
song as well. You
Yeah,
guys will hear
on the
that
low.
soon.
Do what?
Did you use your small Akai?
Yeah, just a
Mix it.
little. Yeah, the little one.
Did you do stuff on the drum pad, or was it mainly the?
It was the drum pad. Well, I don't really know how to assign things to that yet.
Right.
But there's a certain one you can drop it down an octave, and then there's a bass and a snare and a hi-hat right there, and I'll use those. But I would like to buy a good, drum kit plug-in or get one and assign new ones. I've made all these instrumentals off of the same kit. So
presets or whatever.
yeah, whatever kit they have for the 808. So there's only so much you can do with that.
Does that mean more tacos?
Camera
It
reset.
might. It just might.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that means tacos.
Oh, shit.
It does. It's round 2.
Damn.
Woo, round 2 on the
Round two.
That was
tacos.
good timing.
First one was mashed potatoes. Did I get that? Do I get the point for that
You
technically?
get the point for that. 'cause
But
you
he
said it
got-
first.
You said habanero paste though.
I
Like,
said
what was the
habanero.
You
ingredient?
said cilantro.
Okay, so
Hey,
what was
but
the?
that was on top.
So each one of those got a point. We didn't even discuss the rules in this. What was in the last one? Cilantro,
And Brennan
mashed
thought it was just delicious,
potatoes,
so he gets a point
and
too.
and habanero
Then we all
paste.
get
That was the
2 at
3
least.
ingredients
Because-
again.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was so good it
Yeah,
melted
everybody
on
got a
me,
point.
so.
Fuck it, everybody got a point. Those are fantastic. I'm ready to fucking
Okay,
eat
these
these.
are definitely gonna fall apart. So
The last one's definitely fell apart.
yeah, but these are gonna be way worse.
Oh,
Okay.
There was hope
gosh.
for those.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
didn't even hold in my
Start-
hand. So.
Start with CJ and just do it one at a time.
Yeah.
This
just
is
pass
pretty
it
much
around.
just like mashed potatoes. There's no shell.
Shit.
Oh, is that hot? Look at that.
I know what it is off of just touching it.
That, you might want to use the plate.
Man's not dropping any.
Vacuum.
That's chicken flavored ramen. Broke
You should
boy.
have waited.
Broke
Chicken
boy.
I
flavored
can't.
ramen.
I
I'm
can't get
sorry.
a point now.
I'm sorry.
That's
Does
all
it
right.
have the
I'm gonna
chicken
say-
flavor?
I'm gonna say it's
like-
delicious.
Is it anyway? It's like
That's the
the
point.
games are fun, but the points don't matter.
That's fair.
Or,
It
I don't
just
know
took
if
me
that's
by
what it says, but
surprise.
it's close. And I'm not Drew Carey. I'm
I
not
can't
that
taste
kind of
chicken. I just assumed it was chicken ramen. I assumed you used the packet. Maybe
Oh,
it's
man.
not.
Man. Did you
Maybe it's
mask the smell with something? Because I can't
maybe it's
smell
shrimp
it at all,
ramen.
so it wouldn't give it away.
It tastes like
damn. Well, how many ingredients are in this? That's the only question I'm gonna ask.
Very good
I
question.
feel like that's the only thing we should.
This
Mhm.
video.
I feel like that's the only thing we should know is how many mystery ingredients are in the taco.
Agreed.
A lot. I just threw shit in them.
You
Like,
just threw shit in them. All right. We're just
It's a
eating.
complete
We're just
mystery to
eating
everyone.
good. I mean, these are
You could be
good.
right
These are
on
really
any
good.
level.
Just tastes like a spaghetti ball.
spaghetti bowl.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna just pick 3. Okay, when you
I
No, I'm not
taste the
gonna- I'm not gonna
ramen
say-
noodles for sure.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Ramen noodles,
They are prominent.
meat,
I'll tell you.
cheese.
There's something that tickles my
lettuce.
tongue a little bit. It's got like a.
Yeah, what's that?
What is that?
I don't know if I got it.
All right, if you're shit, I don't even know what to
It's
guess.
one more special one that somebody hasn't said. It tickles.
I mean, I don't know how to describe that. It had a little
Is
something
it
else.
Is it paprika?
vanilla? I almost said that. Is it vanilla?
No.
Little cayenne?
Nope.
Is it chili powder?
There's chili powder in it, but that's not what you're tasting.
No, this is something kind of different. It's like
Is it ginger?
We're all just smacking.
Close.
I know what I'm thinking of.
Soy sauce?
Is it ginger
No.
roots?
No, think
No,
of
it's like
Is it chipotle?
Is it pickled
No.
ginger roots?
it's a plant of some sort.
Seed oil.
No.
Oh, is
You
it
put marijuana
is
in
it
these?
coconut butter shit?
no,
No.
it's
He's like trying to think of what's in the cabinet.
Yeah, I'm like, what we got?
What's in my cabinet? What you put in this?
it's
Basil.
No.
Oh,
not saying
thought you
clap on
ginger.
basil.
I knew it was it. I knew it was basil. Garlic.
Basil.
You give up?
It's not umami, is it? No.
No.
What?
Umami. That stuff's good, man.
Oh, edamame. I didn't know. I thought you said something about my mom, and I was like, no, it's not my mom.
I
I
thought
was
you
just talking
said
about
Joe Mama.
anime over here.
what is it?
Wait. Come on, I'm still eating about it.
Oh.
Okay, come on now.
You gotta wait till the food's gone.
All right, are you making another set of tacos?
Make your last
Yeah, I
guess,
got one more.
remember?
Okay, on the next one, just try to pick 3 main. Don't put just
I haven't even made the next one
okay.
yet. Like,
Put a bunch of stuff in there like you did with these, but just pick 3 ingredients that you
Turmeric?
think will stick out. And
Turmeric?
the last one we'll do.
I give up.
you give up? Everyone
I
gives up?
fucking give up. It's ramen.
Cumin.
No.
What?
I used a whole lemon. Like, I just.
Holy
squirted
shit,
that
shit!
shit
That's what I feel
around.
like.
Lemon.
Goddamn
I knew
Yeah,
it. I told you
explains
it
it now.
tickled mine.
I thought you were
I
gonna
didn't-
get it when you said that.
I didn't
Man,
know
my
what you guys
God.
meant, so I was guessing blind because I didn't know what you
I don't ever
was
eat
like,
lemons.
I didn't know how to
that's why
describe
I'm
sweet
used to
shit.
it.
But damn, a lemon.
Fuck.
What the?
I
don't
love
ever
lemons
eat
too.
lemons.
I can't believe I couldn't think of that shit.
So ramen
Fucking
and a
lemon.
lemon
Good
basically
taco.
were the 2.
Good taco.
That was really
Like a whole lemon. I rolled it out.
Damn,
Squeezed that
it's
shit in
there.
there.
It's there. Like
Yeah.
it. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Now that
did you
we
use
know.
any chicken flavor at all?
I didn't use chicken flavor.
I feel like if you maybe would have used a little chicken flavor, it would have made me think of lemon pepper chicken, and I
Did you
would
use
have.
lemon pepper?
I did not.
Yeah, you would have said lemon.
I would have
pepper
said it
chicken,
then, but I wasn't
But she used
thinking.
pepper
I just thought
at all.
chicken ramen because I
Lemon
tasted
pepper.
ramen. I was like, it's chicken ramen.
I think
That's
so.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's the
put,
ingredients.
That's
of
good.
lemon pepper.
That's fucking good.
Enchilada seasoning in it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I like the tingle. Like
That's why it looked like a
wasn't-
spaghetti.
That was
Yeah,
not
imagine
unpleasant at
chicken
all.
ramen
Gotcha.
noodle with
My mouth's
lemon
still
in it.
watering
Fuck
for
me
that
up.
thing.
Yeah, imagine putting lemons
Those
in
were
ramen
good.
noodles
Yeah,
now.
they were. I like that. I like that batch better than the first
I'll
one.
be honest
It was
with
a
you.
little bit
I don't
more-
know, man. The mashed
I don't
potato
know,
batch
man.
was
The
really
mashed
good.
potato
That's just more generic. That's
That
because you
kind-
like
That's
mashed
American
potatoes.
I
Ew.
took a bite. Every time I took a bite,
that
it went
shit
into
was
2
very-
pieces. I couldn't
I
eat
would
that.
like if
I-
it was made in like a
couldn't eat
whole
that.
casserole form, potatoes. Because I made a good fucking casserole the other day out of tater tots and shit.
Well, see, you have something to compare it to. Compare the lemon ball to something.
You're right. It is
It's
on
just-
its own. It's its
yeah.
own thing.
Damn.
You're right. It was good.
That's what I guess that's what gets me is
It's
it's
an amazing
different.
use of ramen noodles, and I do know there's so many uses for those. You can just do whatever the fuck you want to them. I love them.
True.
I mean, I don't eat them like I used to, but every now and then.
Same. They used to be side dishes a lot. That and like some macaroni
Used
or
to be
something.
main dishes. What are you talking about?
Well, I was-
Yeah, that's my main dish, man.
Yeah,
That
I was
soy
always
sauce.
main dishes.
Throw some shrimp in them.
Brennan's still eating them all the time.
Dude.
Shit.
Well, I went from main dish to side dish.
On a side dish.
Alright, I'm making a little bit more.
Yeah.
Shit.
Like, I can afford, which I used to eat bread with them, which is nothing but carbs anyway.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
throwing bread on bread,
Right.
pretty
And I
much.
was like, let me get some butter bread with this fucking, bowl of noodles and butter.
I got protein
And
bars
salt.
I like eating.
Yeah, a lot of salt. I eat the Cliff protein bars, the mint chocolate ones.
Dude.
I fucking love those, dude.
I don't get into mint chocolate
maybe
very
I ain't
much.
They're
tried
not
it.
super. They're not like super mint chocolate. They barely taste minty, but they're mostly chocolate.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
tastes like a chocolate bar.
Man, I'm drinking
I know some-
lemonade, and I didn't catch the lemon in that ramen. I'm sorry. I'm still
Well,
in
your palate
disbelief.
was already.
I know, right?
pre-lemoned.
Immune to the lemon.
Yeah, you're already. Your body was just.
Sorry,
it's
Brennan, to
just-
cut you off. I just
it's
looked at
just
my drink
saliva.
and
It
it
ain't there.
shit.
You had that spike of lemon, then you had that lemon top.
This next one though is competition. Whatever she makes, there's real points at stake, and there is a prize.
Really?
Yes.
What is it?
Well, that's not a. Oh,
Last
it's a
time-
prize,
last
not
time-
a surprise. You're right. Okay. You give it to him.
Yeah, that's the best kind of prize. It's a surprise.
Yes.
That's a
Last time we were supposed to give
Sorpresa.
Paul a gift when he left because we were gonna start doing that. We're gonna give.
It's like going to the dentist.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We didn't give Paul his gift. It's still at
Oh.
my house. Sorry,
Get back,
Paul.
Yeah, get back to you.
You can hit me, Demi Lovato. DM me about
man.
it. Just shut up, leave. Just eat the tacos.
That was the sound of
Just eat the
Oh
tacos.
no. That's what happens when you say Demi Lovato.
your screen goes blue.
Yep.
You get blue screen of death.
Overdoses.
Oh wow. Let's let that sit for a second.
Man, I listened to a whole hour and a half podcast with Ari Shafir today. It's an old one of his podcasts, and he was talking to a 21-year-old ex-heroin addict, and it was very interesting. He was Canadian.
We'll talk about it for a second then while we wait on these tacos.
Well, I mean, he just said the basics. He never got to shooting it up. He said it. I never saw a picture of it. He said he was covered in tattoos. He was like, "But I don't do needles." That's kind of how I am. Like, I'll get a tattoo, but I don't want a fucking shot. Nobody does. I guess unless they just want some heroin in their body, bad enough. But he always snorted it and stuff. He was like, people in that community always think that they can handle it if they just snort a little bit here, snort a little bit. He's like, dude, it will turn into every other day the first time you fucking use it if you like it enough.
Damn.
He's like, I mean, if you tried it once or twice, that's one thing. Do not do it ever again because you're just gonna keep doing it.
Not till I'm 80.
Yeah, dude. When I'm old, that's how I see it. I'm like, dude, if I end up getting old, then I don't know if I want to that bad.
Every
Yeah,
time I
if you
think
still
about
want
it,
to.
every time I
That'd be
think
the
about
thing.
that though, I think about what new drug is there gonna be by the time I'm 80.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if I'm going to do a drug, I want it to be a natural drug. And heroin's made in bathtubs and
I don't know.
stuff.
Heroin's mostly natural.
Is it?
It's opium. Yeah.
I know it's opium,
it's mostly,
but
I mean,
most
fake
of the
shit. They
time-
make a lot of fake shit. Now.
yeah.
That's the
It's
problem.
fake heroin.
You need your heroin test kit.
I mean, yeah.
That way you
if
can
you're
test
gonna,
that
shit.
If you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
most
do
of the times I
anything,
hear about
Yeah.
heroin now, it's
True.
not. It's fentanyl, whatever the fuck that
Oh,
shit's called.
Never even tried it, so.
I mean, I've never
Me
tried
neither,
it,
man.
but I am saying what we were saying is, if I
You
make
trying
it
to whip
to
out
50,
some heroin?
if I make it to 50 years old, I'm gonna be like, all right,
you say
what
50?
we got going on now?
Did you say
I mean,
50?
shit,
He
my
lowered
life,
about 30
I see it,
years.
my life
Did you
is
say
2.5.
50?
Yeah.
You said 80 and he was like, I might not see 80.
Did I say? No,
You
you
said-
said 80. I just
did.
said old.
You said
Oh.
80 earlier.
I
though,
thought you said 50. When I turn 50, heroin.
No,
Oh,
no,
he
no,
just
no,
said 50.
I just said I don't want to. Whenever I get older, I don't prefer to get old. But if I do,
Hopefully.
if I hit 50, 55 and my shit's going at least okay, and I'm like, I can die within the next 5 years and not give a fuck.
Hopefully by the
I
time we're
might
30,
try
they
it. Just
reverse
be like, I'm
engineer
old. Who
aging.
gives a shit? That's how most of them are anyway.
Yeah.
Who's to say I'm not going to be that way? But like I said,
Who
I don't
knows?
want to die, but I don't know if I'm going to get old. Everybody.
Well,
tells me
maybe
that
by the
shit's so
time
much
we're
fun.
30 and
That's all
40,
I
they'll
hear.
invent reverse engineering of aging.
Or the world will
Or
be
AI will
covered in
already
a
take over by
gassy
If they let us.
We become
acid
AI, just
cloud,
take our
and
brains
we're
out,
all,
Not us.
we all
put it in a
have to
computer.
wear helmets.
Oh, we'll just be dead.
That's
They'll
what
have no
it's
use
more
for us
going
except for like a
towards.
zoo.
I was just trying to talk.
They'll be like, this is our god.
They'll know us as like the
But they
living,
would talk very
breathing thing.
beautiful and smooth, I would imagine, by then if they're...
They don't even talk, like
Probably
they just
sexy,
communicate through electricity. Like they just look at each other and it's like magnets, just the energy's
through Wi-Fi.
flowing.
Their thoughts are through
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
it's like energy's flowing
You are
through one of
connected.
each
It's
other
like
just
the
by
Bluetooth.
being
Yeah.
near each other.
We'll be Okay, you are connected made me think of like dial-up internet for a second. We drop back to that automated voice.
This doesn't work that kink out. It still
No,
sounds
that
like
was-
a computer when the voice comes through. It's just like a female one if it's a girl talking to you.
The noise Brennan just
Like
made
that
for
one.
dial-up internet was super. No, it wasn't. That was way less annoying than that fucking noise. That shit
Oh,
was
I hate that noise.
so
My
loud.
mind can create it right on the spot.
Don't answer the phone. It'll keep me offline.
You got that
It
background.
goes.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah, that's super close.
That's terrifying, is what it is.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You
Makes you
guys-
not want to use the internet. Like there was internet phobia
Is that
when
what
it first came
that's
out.
what the internet sounds like? Fuck that.
I know, like. That's what I thought spaced out.
And if you got a phone call, it fucked up everything.
Yeah.
Oh
You guys
yeah.
remember that? Don't get any phone calls. Don't tell your friends to call. Trying to play
Well,
Pogo.
I ain't be knowing if they're gonna
Fucking
call.
Club Pogo. This is old ass.
We
Like,
had
well, they
dial-up
call
in
me if
Rome.
I already know they's gonna call me. Like, we already made plans if we already talked, bitch.
People don't call us
I'm
spontaneous.
not talking to my mom, I'm talking to the friend's mom who called me to make plans with her son.
She sounds really rude.
Or something like that.
She's really rude.
Most of my friends' moms were nice.
Yeah.
I feel like most of my friends' moms were, not all of them, like half, they were cheating.
My mom
You
deserves
know this,
an
or you
award
just
for putting up
suspect?
with
No,
my
I'm
shit.
suspecting. They were all
Oh,
sneaky,
okay.
man. They're all sneaky. There's too many sneaky scenarios I've been in. You playing Xbox at your friend's house. She's supposed to be home at 6. Most times she gets home at 6, makes dinner at 6:30. No, she came in the door at 8. Dinner's not ready. Dad comes home at 9. Better get that chicken in the oven, because you've been cheating. I don't know. That's just what I
Surely
was.
she had enough sense to
That's
go
not what I
home,
thought
get
as a
her-
kid.
Put her chicken in the oven, get her vegetables prepared. Maybe
Yeah.
to go ahead and boil them in the pot. While if she was smart, she would have had him over there.
She's an
It's
amateur.
very risky,
Amateur.
but if you got dinner to cook, you got dinner to cook. You gotta make your shit.
These were all amateurs, I'm sure, because I was catching everybody's marriage at a time where it was in a low point, you know, not enough
Each
attention.
parent was cheating on the other parent.
Yeah,
with the
it was
other
just
parent.
everybody was swinging. Everybody's working at
Yeah.
a carpet mill.
Man,
You know,
I remember when all my parents and their friends were swinging.
I remember those days.
I remember those days.
Cabin living. Yeah.
Cabin.
They all had
Yeah,
one
we-
cabin.
Yeah, we lived in a cabin.
We had one
It
It
cabin.
took turn each week a new
This sounds
couple
a lot more
new
like
couple
a
would
weird fucking
clean the
commune
cabin.
or something instead of the
Hell, that's wild. Small towns.
Grew up in the what's it called? The family. What is that?
No, I've
Yeah,
dated
that's-
people. Their parents were
Right,
They're
swingers.
just
Straight
called
up,
the family now.
straight up. Their parents were swingers. I know it. People have dated, which is totally fine. It's whatever. At that age though, it was like, oh shit.
The concept is weird.
Yeah, it was
When you're
really
I
like,
had a
weird.
neighbor that was a
It's
teacher
like,
one
they do
time
what
that
now?
always tried to get me to come over.
Like,
What's up? Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
about to get
whoa.
somebody Me Too'd up in here.
Whoa,
I
I'm
don't
bleeping.
remember what
I'm
her
bleeping
name
out the
was.
location of that for real.
Yeah, I don't know what her name was, but if I remembered it, I wouldn't say it just to protect her. But
She was good to me.
She was real good to me.
She still
What'd you
hits
say
me
in a
up.
Bush voice?
She still hits me up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard that in the Georgia
She's
Bush.
good to me.
she's good to me.
She showed me the concept of cut the balls, and it changed my whole reality.
Now, who doesn't want to do something with a
That
teacher?
wasn't George
Come
Yeah,
on.
that changed from George Bush to
That
like
was-
more
Did
of
you
like
say
a.
George Bush? I didn't know what you said the
George
first time. I
Bush.
just said a country accent.
Well, that's pretty close to George Bush in the
Katrina.
beginning.
I can't really
We're
do
gonna
a George.
find her.
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
That's all I can
Katrina, we gonna find her.
do. Yeah,
Where's she hiding?
we gonna find.
We've been looking a while.
Like it
We're
shows,
gonna find
it shows
her
him
and
saying all
bring her
that,
to justice.
you know, and he's like, all right,
I'm fucking dead.
it was in front of a mirror.
Shit.
Hey, I'm George Bush.
Do you think people like that say their name out loud a few times, and then they're like, they
Practice
think-
it.
Do you do
They
that?
don't
I was about to
even-
ask.
You
not
say-
my name.
Do you say
You
your
say,
name
"I'm
yourself?
gay."
That's probably
Not my name, but I say words. But I was just wondering if so many people
Yeah,
like
talk.
Dolly Parton. One day she's like Dolly Parton, Dolly Parton.
She looks in the mirror and
My
she
name ain't even a
practices.
real thing. Or Oprah.
My
Oprah's
name
such a
does
big
sound
name.
kinda
One day she
funny
goes,
when
my
you say
name
it a
is
few
Winifred
times."
Oprah.
Winifred
Winifred
Oprah.
Oprah. Winifred Oprah.
Why is she Winifred?
Oprah.
Winifred.
Oh, it's basically a
Marsha,
first name.
Marsha, Marsha.
And she's like, that
Winifred.
ain't even a real name. And then because I remember the first word I did that with, it was like a sock. I'm like, I'm wearing socks, sock.
Pudding.
Sock. That's not even English.
Did that with Bubble.
Pudding.
Bubble. You can do that so many
Martin?
different ways
Martin?
too. Bubble.
Bubble.
What is bubble?
Bubble. I think was that
Pudding.
from Drake and Josh? There was one word.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Moist.
Pudding.
Give me a real
Moist.
slow close.
Moist.
Oh.
That word doesn't sound any.
Pudding.
Bro, that's right in my ears.
Do you like pudding?
Say
No,
that.
the P's spike really hard.
Put on the P.
I'm gonna have to compress everything now.
Oh man.
I'm gonna
Everybody's
save
gonna
them.
want some pudding,
I'm gonna
bro.
save the
Yeah,
viewers
they're
at
gonna go,
home.
ooh, that gave me a tingle, and I think I
Wiffle.
want
I
some
think Bubble
sweet-
was from
Yeah,
Drake
give me
and
a
Josh. I
pull,
feel
pull
like
you
I
out a
saw.
snack pack.
Wiffle.
Wiffle? Is that a real word?
Are you
though?
just coming up with
Wiffle.
random
Wiffle
words?
This wasn't
I
his.
know
That's just a
ball.
random.
No,
word.
I know wiffle ball, but what is
Wiffle.
it named a wiffle ball because a perforated ball sounds
Because it whiffles.
it's boring and weird.
Because it's not a whistle. It's whiffle.
Wiffle ball bat.
Yeah, it's an
Gotta
action.
be it, because
Is
it
that what they
whiffles.
say?
This
No, it's just
podcast is
baseball
off
bat.
the rails.
It's an action
all
though,
the
whiffling.
Heroin, rails of
I love-
heroin. You
I
can't
love it.
rail
I love
heroin.
it.
That's what that guy said.
It's slugged up, man. It's perfect.
You can't.
podcast
That's
is
how you
ending
die.
real.
This is perfect.
Just like on Pulp Fiction, that she OD'd because she thought it was coke, but it was just heroin. So you just had to do a
The
couple
way
of
we're
little bits
jumping
of it.
topics sounds like we're
I just
on
meant to
crack.
digress.
You've been
little
talking
bit
about
back
a lot
to
of
that,
heroin for me to
because you
see
said
no
off the
heroin.
rails, and I said you can't do rails when you're talking about heroin. Well, we're past it.
I'm still stuck on Winfred Oprah.
You say you got some
There's an
heroin?
old man I used to know that was my dad's friend growing up, and his name was Winfred.
I've never known Winfred.
Yeah,
That was his
Winfred.
name?
Yeah, he had a mustache and thick rimmed glasses, and he had like greens out in his yard and turnips that he grew. That's all the fuck I remember about Winfred. And then also when I think about that, I think of the it's like a Netflix show called Wilfred.
Oh yeah, Wilfred.
Yeah, and I think about that dog.
Oh yeah, Wilfred.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Dog Man.
It's a pretty cool show.
So that's where my brain's
I've
been
watched
for
a
the
couple
last like
episodes.
2
When you're
minutes
high
while
and
you guys
don't
talked
want
about
Lord of the
rails.
Rings, you watch Wilfred.
Yeah, watch Wilfred instead, or start Lord of the Rings and have somebody switch it while you get
Just right in the
take a
middle.
piss, so it freaks you out.
Yeah.
You just don't know when.
Like you're in a
Wonder
different
how
realm.
the
Yeah,
main
like,
character
hey, as
turned
soon as
into
I
a
get out
dog.
to take my third piss, switch it over to the other one. It'll freak me out.
But they'll switch it on the second to really fuck with you, or the fourth.
Yeah. Like, oh, you mean if you've never seen Wilfred before?
Yeah.
It works best when you've never seen it. Yeah. You know, it's still funny when you
You
have
go
seen
from a comedy about a dog to all of a sudden the dog's traveling through some medieval times.
What? You can't put Wilfred.
Yeah,
Wait,
you can't.
That's
You
how
can't
you do
put-
it. You go
you can't
from
put
Wilfred
him
to
in
Lord of the
Lord of the
No, you
Rings.
can't. You can't do that.
It's
That's
like he just takes off the suit, then all of a
You're-
sudden
you're
it's
breaking the whole
Daniel.
system.
With that.
broke reality. Yeah.
You're breaking
Now
the whole
watching
system
Matrix
that
or
way.
something.
Come on now. You took the blue
You
pill.
just gotta seeing is believing. Just gotta believe.
You're right.
Then maybe
That's
you
why
can
I
see
believe
it.
in Bigfoot. I've seen a lot of videos of him, and I'm faithful.
He's
Very
out there.
faithful.
You've heard like a wolf howl in the background. Then be like, what's that?
Yeah, man, it's a
And
real
you're like,
video.
that's-
Did you hear
that's
a
him.
wolf in the background? Well, I'm talking about ones where you just see old sass.
Oh, you're not talking about like where you hear him and he's like imitating the animals in
love
the
to really
area.
find-
Oh, those guys,
Sasquatch.
yeah,
I mean-
those guys are the real deal.
I mean, why wouldn't
Yeah.
they be? Why couldn't they be real? How about that? Why couldn't they be real? I mean,
Exactly.
the woods are big. I mean, there's not somebody in the woods.
The ocean's
constantly.
bigger.
I was about to say, there's a lot of shit in the ocean I don't
Yeah.
know exists
Yeah.
that
I
exists.
wouldn't- I don't care to look.
You don't know where every deer is in the woods. How do you know a smart mammal couldn't hide from somebody? Like he could obviously. He's out there all the time. He knows when somebody's walking.
Where the fuck's
We
all
know
the
we know a
fairies?
good bit about deer
what?
though.
The fairies.
Yeah, but there's plenty of deer.
Y'all get them too.
Yeah, there is plenty of deer.
And they're not as
Cosmo,
smart as a,
Wanda.
a mammal that walks upright. It's got a much larger
I think
brain.
that's how
It
you get
knows
a
how to
fairy to
use
come
it.
to
Knows
you.
how to
Yeah.
hide.
I'm
It's
sure
got
it's
more
the same
common
as a dog.
sense. It's not going to be as dumb as a deer just.
We're still
racing
talking about
through on
counting deer.
grass.
Go in the ocean, okay? I feel like
The ocean's massive.
I feel like the stuff that people have said is in the ocean, like just various monsters, stuff like that, probably existed
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
at some point.
At the
And
point when
then-
they seen it,
then
it was probably
it-
real.
most of the time was probably real, but a lot of those have been like, I guess they've been chalked up as giant squid sightings. People thought they were fucking huge monsters, but they found like huge. I don't even know like what the record for a giant squid is, but dude, fuck
Yeah,
that.
they're ridiculous.
They are huge.
Yeah.
I went deep sea fishing one time and caught a fish I didn't even know existed, man. Like this weird little black fish that grunted. Like
What?
just something, yeah, it's just something. Yeah, I went. "Urgh."
Oh, that's
like
weird.
that. It was crazy, and its fins were super sharp, like razors.
Did you have to
You
throw
could
it
barely
back?
hold it. Yeah, I had to throw it back.
Sounds like a puffer fish.
I caught an
Like
amberjack. That thing was
It
like
sounds like
this
a
big.
Yeah, it was
Like
a
that
wild
one dude wouldn't let
fish.
me hold it myself. I took a picture with a dude who was like
Holding
fixing
it for you.
people's hooks, holding it for me. I'm like, I guess you probably work with like a lot of classier people that don't want to touch the fish, but I want to
Yeah.
fucking touch the fish, so I at least touch the fish.
That's cool.
But
I've
I,
never done anything like that.
We
yeah,
went,
that was my first time, and I was so happy with that. You just literally drop the line and you catch one every time.
Did they tell you what you may catch? You just drop it and see. What
Yeah,
you
they like what's in season. Like red snappers weren't, but vermilion ones were. They looked
you
similar.
really, yeah.
My mom, like
Where'd you
what we
fish
caught, we took to a place and they filleted it for us, and my mom cooked some. Best fish I ever had.
Where'd you fish at?
Panama.
Okay,
Yeah,
Panama.
I'm pretty sure it was when we went to Panama.
I went below Miami, below Miami. It's called Flamingo Bay, and we were catching grouper, and they were anywhere from like 5 pounds to, I think the biggest one we caught was like 25, and we kept a few.
Fair.
But one of the smaller ones that we had, I took a picture with it, just quick flick, and was gonna put it in the water. Like, you guys ever seen those fishing shows where they talk to the camera for a second? I didn't talk to a camera, obviously, but then they release it into the water very nice and let it swim around. Well, I tried to do that because at the time I was watching a lot of fishing shows and I thought I was a really good angler. Okay, so I go and I put this fish into the water, and as I'm easing it in, its head goes in, and then it is violently ripped out of my hands by a 6-foot long barracuda.
Damn.
It was the scariest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life up close.
Damn.
I would rather have
That'd
seen
be
an
scary as
alligator.
shit.
I really would have rather seen an alligator at that point, just because I would have been, I guess, more familiar with it. But seeing it
At
looked
first
like
your
a,
brain was like, what the
it
fuck
looked
is
like
that?
a fucking
I would be
wolf
like, what the fuck?
mixed with a snake. Scariest shit ever,
Oh my
dude.
god.
Because like you saw like its mouth open up, and
Yeah.
dude,
How big was the actual map? Like, was
all
it
I saw was
really
a
long, or-
flash, like the top of its mouth, and I saw like the bottom row of its teeth, basically.
Yeah.
And like
Real
yeah, and
fast.
then
It
just went back.
probably
and then the
looked
water,
like that tooth that she brought in here, but a whole
dude,
row of
probably
them.
yeah, the super long ass tooth, and then it just blood, obviously, and then it just swam into the coral because the water was
Were you
clear.
just
It came up from under our
shaky
boat though.
handed?
I guess
Oh,
they
yeah.
had figured out we were fishing, and it was just chilling, waiting for something to be real slow.
Probably,
And I was the
learned. They
fucking
probably
slow
know where
one.
they take people after.
That's what the dolphins were doing to us. We kept having to move spots every time we
They
get
learn.
settled.
They keep up
Where the
with things.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the more
Yeah,
massive
animals-
Dolphins are
ocean.
animals
stupid
are smart.
intelligent.
Where'd you?
They really are.
Sorry, the chief likes you.
Yeah, the chief's hanging out with you, bro.
It's like Brendan's head.
Yeah.
That's what I'll name my daughter.
Oh, man. Does that guy have a
Anything
name on the
else
front?
scary
I'm gonna hang
happening
out
in the
with him.
ocean?
I was
There's-
gonna say,
There's
where'd
one.
were
You have one
Brennan,
of these.
Were you fishing in the
I do.
Gulf where they were?
Well, it's in
Or were you on the
Gage's car.
different ocean?
I was on the
Oh, shit, for real?
Yeah, because I gave him this one.
different
and you
ocean.
have
I was
one that
in
we just haven't given
St.
you yet. Please remote.
Augustine.
Dude,
Is
that's
that-
awesome.
That'll be
Savannah.
that'll be your gift.
Okay, so you're on the
Oh, shit.
you're on the
Yeah, I was on.
Was
I
this
caught
Gage's?
my stuff in the ocean.
Bring her in
right
front of the
around there,
camera.
in the Bermuda Triangle.
His
Oh.
ass is eating the camera.
Sorry.
Whoa.
your ass is the camera's eating his ass.
You guys would think I became the chief.
It's alright. Too many pieces.
You know I have a poncho in my
Okay.
car.
We're gonna wrap this.
What's-
We're gonna
what do
wrap
you
this
mean?
The
thing up.
1970s Mexican poncho. Didn't
Oh.
you see it before?
I was like, what
Oh,
the
shit.
fuck are you talking about?
You never seen that
Poncho?
before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
It's like an Indian poncho. It's like something you put on you.
It's probably something you should go get.
I can go get it. It's in my car.
Did you go get it? I was about to wrap this
Is
up
it-
and I forgot we had tacos coming.
Is
Oh,
it,
yeah,
we
we
still
have
got
another
one more
taco.
round
We
to
still
go.
have tacos. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck that. We ain't wrapping this up.
We're
We
on
got
over-
tacos
we're on
fucking
overtime.
coming, bro. We got fucking tacos coming, man. Brennan's in front of the goddamn camera.
It's
I
alright.
cheating.
feel like a
We're in and
motherfucking
out.
preacher.
We're in front of the camera. We're gonna have
Jesus.
Jesus.
next time.
Speaking,
we'll
real
have
quick,
the camera,
Wipe
we'll
your forehead
switch.
real quick.
While our guest has left, I'm gonna speak a little bit more detailed for the people still listening. Dark Type, as you guys may know, is coming out sometime this year. It's still being worked on. If you guys watched any of the story from Jackie on his Instagram or saw anything on the Bunny Slugged Instagram or my Instagram, you heard a snippet as well. It's going to be off the tape. I have an unnamed, we talked about that, me and Headlock, unnamed tape coming out this month. this month. Been working 2.5 years on it. A lot of hard work. We still have more ideas that'll flourish out through 2019 with it, but it's coming out this month. And then I also have a tape with Sad Benji, another member of Bunny Slug. It's coming out in December. So I have, like I said, I have 3 tapes coming out. And then Headlock. When is your tape coming out this year? Do you have...
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it'll probably be more like the beginning of 2019.
Okay, so we're
like
expecting a January.
Yeah.
Nothing set, but expect a mid-January.
Mid-January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a lot of music coming. I know Sad Benji is also working on... While he's working on our tape, he also has a solo tape that should... I'm not even going to mark the date on it. I think it's December,
No,
but
he
I'm
just
not...
came out with Woes World, what, 2 months ago?
He did, but he split that up. That's... But he's coming out with he's been working on it very diligently, working on all the beats again like he did for Woes World. And that's what I really appreciate about our group of people of Bunny Slug. I don't do it as much because I don't know, I just haven't yet, but Headlock makes his own beats, Benji makes his own beats, these guys mix, they master, they do all our stuff. Brennon comes in and he's looking like a goddamn...
Wow, Clint.
It's Red Dead Redemption in here. We're at the goddamn start menu.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good.
Expect
Okay,
those
man.
tapes, guys. It's all a bunch of fire-ass music. That's all
Do you
I'm
want
saying.
to touch topics on the shows that we do?
I mean, we
DIY
can.
shows?
I'm looking...
Yeah, it's the shit.
Let's
It's-
talk
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean, there's people.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
it's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
part
joke.
cowboy, part Indian now.
You fucking
I
Red Dead
joined the
Redemption.
tribe.
You're
Watch out,
fucking...
the
You're
chief is
Arthur.
gonna get
You're
bothered.
Arthur now. Sit down. Sit down.
I'm on.
Arthur. John Marston ass.
Yeah.
But the DIY shows...
I had to get him a red dot. Red vibes.
Red Diamonds.
My red dot vibes.
Your red dogs.
This man's off the fucking fart pack.
You gotta wear it like this. You gotta do it like this. You gotta
Oh, shit.
you gotta flap it to one side. That's the
You
That's
know
what I
this
always
man
do.
used to tell me?
Yeah.
that's the Greek way.
You can't
That's
choose, but you can't
Greek.
ride the fence.
No.
You have
Have
assless
you ever
chaps.
tried the squat and pee?
That we completed. The Spurs.
No
Assless
boots.
chaps.
No boots, just spurs and assless chaps.
No.
And nothing else.
Assless chaps.
Just
Why did I say it
spurs
like that?
and
What's
chaps.
wrong with me?
Or orange Crocs.
But real quick before the tacos.
Before the tacos, and everything, I do want to talk about these DIY shows really fast. We actually mostly Headlock has went out and got a bunch of just. We all went out and we looked at some stuff. We picked up a lot of great equipment and we decided to start doing our own. I'm looking at the fucking mic again. Doing our own DIY shows where we would set up literally anywhere. Was that a knock? Did I hear a knock?
Yeah.
Our tacos are coming?
No.
No?
Sorry.
You're okay.
I have to move a vehicle. Brennan's vehicle.
Brennan, you have to go move your
See it,
vehicle.
amigo.
All
I
right.
moved my car, yo. Probably wasn't right.
Probably not.
Like I was saying, we bought all our own equipment. I can't even speak now. And we started doing shows just literally anywhere. We did one in Headlock's backyard shed, which was actually
One of my favorites.
one
It's
of
my
the
favorite,
best.
actually.
Yeah,
One
it
of the
is.
best
It's up
times
there.
we've had shows on.
I mean, Off the Porch was one of my favorites just because it's the
Oh,
first.
no. That was my favorite one. I just meant
that one was
location-wise.
fantastic.
True.
We literally did a show off of a porch onto a upside down boat
Yeah.
on top of multiple pieces of wood, and
It looked fucking good, too.
it looked super nice. And we had carpet everywhere. We tried to set up pool decks, back porches, sandy beaches. I don't know. We could literally set up anywhere.
That's why
and
it's
we
called DIY. Okay. Like
do your fucking own. There's no
Yeah.
F there, but
no, but you can add one if you
could
prefer.
if you wanted to.
If you want to be, that guy.
But what we've been doing is we've just been doing our music and just performing. Anybody wants to come out, it's a free show. We kind of stopped because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
But we've been looking at venues a little bit. Haven't really decided on anything because we want the best possible thing, but we understand that we're not always gonna get that. So that's why we do our DIY shows, because
We
we
make
can
do.
always have what we want. If you guys want us to pull
Just being
up,
able to still do it, you know,
Yeah,
and
it's
if anyone
more like
shows up,
just a little. It's not like, hey, come see us, blah blah blah. It's like, it's fun, like a party or party vibe.
it's like whatever where we're
with
at.
some- Yeah.
yeah,
With
with
just some like music.
live music that's
Yeah.
different than what, you know, is
Entirely
supplied
different
around
than
here.
what you hear around here. And that's
Yeah.
what I would like people to check out more,
Yeah,
because I think some people would be insanely fucking interested in it.
I think it'd be dope
I agree.
if people started painting at our shows. Just set up canvases.
become like a
Painted
whole
shows.
festival type vibe.
So almost
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's basically what I just described, a mini festival, but more,
I've always talked about doing that shit.
even more
Like
tight
buying
knit
some land and just
community.
fucking dropping music on it. Like have your vendors with food, cooking shit up
Yeah.
for the people there, painting. You know, just a festival.
Third taco.
You're learning.
Yeah, this is the third taco, and I just
Third
realized
time's a charm. A little
that
better.
we specifically bought plates for this.
Third time's a charm.
Is this wrapped
You're gonna have to eat these slow.
Okay, we'll
You
eat these
slow.
at the same
The
time
fuck
because
does
I
that
fucked
mean?
up last time.
Wait.
Okay. Don't look at it. Don't fucking look at it. Don't fucking look at it.
I'm buying this.
Don't fucking look
I'm gonna
at
buy
it.
it though.
Everybody buy it at the same time.
Go.
1, 2, 3.
Frio. I'm kidding.
It's really crunchy.
What the fuck is that?
Something peanut buttery. Peanut butter.
There's peanut butter.
That's one.
I mean, that's
Kind of chip. Like a Frito.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh.
After crunch.
There's one
I
more.
would say Captain Crunch or Fruity
Yeah,
Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
There was peanut butter, but I was thinking like,
Hey, you
a
taste the Fruity
s'more.
Pebbles. I just
is there
taste-
fudge? There's not fudge
Peanut
in
butter?
this.
Not fudge.
I don't care what it is. You should have just made all the tacos like these. Good tacos. Good. Mmm. We got some Fruity Pebbles, some taco meat, some.
No taco meat.
There's no taco meat?
Did you put a whole chocolate
What about
chip
eating
cookie in
them?
this?
I did.
There's a fucking
Really?
cookie.
Yeah.
I kept tasting extra bread, and I was like, that's not the tortilla.
Yeah, no, it's a cookie.
I'm
wow.
fat as shit. I just guessed all the sweet stuff.
Like a brownie cookie?
Fuck me, man.
That's just chocolate chip.
Oh, there's all my cookies.
Is there
right there.
syrup?
No.
Yeah, back in. I guess it.
Well.
Ah.
An anthrax.
Yeah. So what was your favorite?
The anthrax.
The second one.
I think the first one's my favorite.
The first one was good, but
The
the
mashed
second
potato
one
one?
was different.
Yeah. That one was one I could eat probably 15 of.
That's
That
true.
one's
I
exotic.
couldn't eat 15 of the
Yeah.
second one. I just like the
The
second
first one I
one.
could literally
The
probably.
second
like I
one's
said,
great.
tray.
It was really good.
This is unique.
This
yeah.
is real. I could eat like 3 of these maybe, and I'd be like, stop giving me.
Yeah, I can eat like 2 of these,
it's
2 or
more
3.
than just, it's more than that. It's
Satisfying.
fucking good.
This is a whole different
Dude, I'm
level
not even
because of
trying
dessert.
to. I'm not even trying to be like I didn't think they were gonna be good, but all 3 of these are fucking fantastic. I didn't know if you were trying to like make one super hot at one point just so it'd be like funny, because that'd been fucking hilarious.
The
Yeah, that
first
would've
one was really
was
hot.
hot.
Yeah, like if you were gonna try to hurt us, that would've been funny, but. Yeah, it was unintentional.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you not
the
trying to
bottom
fuck
half
with
of
us
it
and
was
yeah,
super hot.
actually all.
Oh.
I swear I did it.
Oh.
When she came in.
You might have to switch the audio on the video to on that part
Right.
and
Yeah.
turn it up or something.
I can remember everything I
Damn,
said.
that
Can y'all not?
sucks.
That was good.
We can pretend we're eating them again.
Yeah. Like, oh, it's such a good
And just go over the video. Go. It looks like I'm saying something there. This is good.
It'll be like one of those old
Come here, man.
We all do this when we talk.
Yeah. Oh my God, these are fantastic.
Yeah.
What I'll probably do,
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's
guys.
okay. We got the first two.
Yeah. We'll just record real quick. The third one was
No,
good.
no.
You just go, man. Those third ones we just got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
They were great.
Whoa.
Fuck. Now that
At
I
one
think about
point,
it.
I became the
Did you
one.
turn the camera on?
Yeah, the camera's on.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it was recording.
Alright, we're good then, I guess. That should be.
Yeah, we can use audio.
I use that, put it in there.
Little buff.
And you can just
Damn.
cut that wherever the probably right before you realize that we weren't recording, or you could be like, oh fuck, and turn it off.
That was only like
Yeah.
6 minutes.
Like at the end of the episode, maybe even it may be that it might have been 4.
Yeah, it's blessing.
Of
Yeah,
before
that
we
was-
realized it.
yeah.
Not too
Yeah,
bad.
that would be a cool ending though, just so that, and then like,
Yeah, just
when
go
he
out
punches the
fucking
mic one time,
swear.
it just goes black.
Just put asterisk. What's it called? An asterisk on the bottom of the screen that says, "This is where CJ fails to press record." Because we got
Bro,
on video whether or
Did you
not.
see the last video where I apologized? That was really hard to edit in to apologize that many times about the video cutting off in the last 30 minutes. It's a lot of editing I
Oh
did.
yeah.
Oh.
I didn't make
30
it. It didn't
minutes
make a
worth?
difference to me because
Yeah.
I wasn't watching.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. People turn these on
Yeah, most of them.
when they're
don't
eating
look at it.
lunch at work. That's what I've been told. Eating lunch at work.
They'll skip
They're on
this
their
one
way
while they're
to
eating
work,
lunch.
so they're fucking driving, or they're downloading them, or they're going to sleep to them. I've had 4 people tell me that they go to sleep listening. to
People
someone.
jack off to these?
Yes.
Well,
when
I
they-
bet there's a few that haven't told us that.
There's some time zones that match up differently. Okay, I'm gonna save this now.
Cool beans.
Now we
Thank
all
you
know
so
that
much,
going to
Caleb.
bed means.
I
do
guess
it.
we're not gonna plug anything until we've talked about everything for the most part. There's no point in that.
Everything-
Well, I'd be like, well, it's,
We went into
this is
detail about our
Right.
Is that what you
shows.
mean?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You went into such detail, there's no point in being like, other than the part where we would have thanked Brennan for being here, but.
Yeah. And I think it'll end well with the punching
It's
of the
going
mic.
on, Eagle.
Yeah.
Black.
These are slugged up, so.
Yeah, it's like this. Yeah, like this one got slugged up over
Yeah,
there.
this one got real